Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Cole, and welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Manager Careers. Here we are, around the Brno circuit in the Czech Republic. One of my favourite circuits on the calendar. It was a very long one as well. That time's around 1 minute 55 perhaps for qualifying. Well, MacDonald's going to have two efforts here. In qualifying one to get through to qualifying two. Remember, we've got to be in the top two to get through. You can see we've got a bit of a greasy track in, it looks like. Got some cloudy conditions overhead, but it's definitely dry. It's going to be pushing this elusive Yamaha to the limit. And that's too far over the limit, going very wide into the left-hander. Oh, and into the right as well, almost losing the back end. You do get that into that right hand. You've got to get it into the downhill right hander as well near the end of that. Try to point out. But Elusive on a high after the last race in Germany. I think the Finn may still be sporting a hangover from the after party of that race. And of course, we're looking to carry over the first half of the season form into the second half, which begins here in Brno. Both riders in the top six. Both riders have won a race. Elusive right up there in the team's championship as well. Didn't think I'd be saying that after the first season in MotoGP. So we go into the right hander. We took a bit of a rider line though, so we didn't lose the back end at all there. But you can, if you try and attack that corner, lose the back end, especially in previous games. Doesn't seem to be as bad as on this game though. Go up there into the final section, into the penultimate corner. We've seen some fantastic battles in the past for MacDonald in Moto3 with Alex of Von Meer and Ronald Canet. And then in Moto2 as well, like Marquez and Morbidelli. Cassini says MacDonald says a 52.8. That's a bit faster than expected. But still, it might not be great at that time. Might it be closer to a 1 minute 50. So let's push on this second lap. Let's not make mistakes out breaking ourselves into a couple corners. Don't back the bike in, under braking. That's better. Still back to it in slightly. Go into the right hander. See that quarter of a second up already is MacDonald. So we go into the middle sector as Scott Redding goes down on the Pramac Ducati, pushing hard is the Brit. Nordy down on that year old Ducati. Go into the middle sector. This tricky sector is where MacDonald's been strong in the past in Moto3 and Moto2. Might be the same here in the MotoGP class. As he's on the Saxon actually, he was pretty strong in the first after that. As he's like a second up now on his time. And then he dropped off for a sector and then came back strong in the last sector. Which is slightly different from the past in Moto2 and Moto3 where he's particularly strong in the last couple of sectors. So again round here in Brno it could be different again for MacDonald. He finds on the Yamaha. So he goes up the hill. Using all that curb. Look at that, 1.4 seconds faster. I told you you need to be closer to a 50. So he goes into an ultimate corner. It's not been exceptional that from at all. It's just been very tidy. Not losing the back end at all really, and he sets a 51 for that. That could be too strong, I think, for the opposition. You see as he earned rest there. And yes, it is too strong. Look at that. Didn't even have to improve at all, as he's 2 seconds faster than Petrucci makes it through to qualifying to just ahead of Jonas Folger by 5,000 of a second between the Pramac Ducati and Tech 3 Yamaha. Then we got the Aprilia in fourth for Spargo, then Baptista, Redding, Miller, Baz, Rins, Rabat, Barbera, Abraham in his home race, his home circuit. So I think his father owns the circuit. So he's definitely got the most miles round here of any rider. There's Carroll, and then we have the Tech 3s, or KTM should I say, sorry, and those in 14th. So what can MacDonald do in qualifying 2? Well, the circuit has been favourable to MacDonald in the past, but not that favourable as in qualifying 1. As all take too much curve down the penultimate corner, don't want to be doing that. So you try and get a good run out the final corner. Onto the start finish straight for a qualifying effort here. Let's see if MacDonald can gun for the front row like his teammate did last time out in Germany. You see, taking this first corner in third gear. Bit of a tighter line than he normally takes. But gets a good exit nonetheless. Out of it, a very long right-hander like you see in the section as well last time out. Now into the left hand, not sliding the bike in as much. Losing the front end slightly though and turning. Oh, he's losing the rear end. Into the right though. That's cost him a couple of tenths of a second. So we go downhill into the tight middle sector. Get down to third gear for the first part. The bumps pushing the bike right there. Again losing a couple of tenths. And into the right now, into the left. Very tight corners. Just being about being smooth on that power. He shorts this up to third. And achieves that. Now into the left. Feeling like the front end of the bike's always going away from the apex of the corners round here. So he's doing well as MacDonald on this effort. And into the final part of the lap. Downhill into the right hander in third. Been a bit cautious into that corner. Got smooth on the power out of it. Down to second, up the hill into the left. Just want to glance that curb on the inside. Don't want to be running over it. Same for the next right hander. Now the short straight towards the penultimate corner of the lap. It's been very smooth for MacDonald. That's very nicely into the apex. Into the final corner. Drops down the second, gets a good exit. Almost matches his qualifying one effort, 51.2. Well, as we saw in the Saxon ring last time, maybe even if he matched his qualifying one effort, it would have just been maybe second row at best. Let's see round here. Oh, it's front row at best. Look at that, another pole for MacDonald ahead of Vinales. Rossi, our teammate, leads to 4 second rows right in fourth. So 4 Yamahas at the top, ahead of the Honda of Marquez, just half a second back of MacDonald. So close between the top 5. Then Dovi in 6th. Crutcher leads the third row ahead of Pedrosa and Iannone, and then Zarco leads the fourth row ahead of Lorenzo and Petrucci. But what a qualifying for MacDonald and Elusive as well. Can they repeat what they did the last time out? Let's look at the first page. Look at that. Magnum in 4th. Blue still in first right at the top. He's looking further down. Petrucci modelling a bit in 12th, it looks like. As he got Baz in 18 with those eyebrows. Don't want to be messing with him. And right at the back, you got Bradley Smith once again on the special row.
So the race is about to begin, and the riders know that all the hard work they put in won't mean a thing if they can't cross the finish line in one of the positions that counts.
And look at that clear run to the first corner. A bit of a run to it as well. So we'll revs up the engine on the grid. Waiting for the lights to go out for the 6th lap race. Tyre wear will be an issue around here. We'll look out for that, but it looks like Vinales got the better run into the first corner. MacDonald slips down the inside the middle of the factory Yamahas and regains the lead. But here comes Rossi. Let's head to the end of the first sector. We're very careful not to slide the back end into that left hander and manage it. Does it a bit into the right though as Vinales takes second from Rossi. I'm guessing the Finn's in 4th. Let's go into this twisty middle sector. Gets it down the second gear for this first lap so he just can get that front end of the bike into the corner. It's always going to be an issue because it's 6 laps long. It's a long lap round here. Quite a few traction zones, especially in this middle sector as well, where you can really light up the rears. Now, I said on a qualifying effort, we're struggling with the front end getting into the corners. So, if the tyres wear, that could be even more of an issue at the end of the race. Let's just concentrate on this first lap for the time being as MacDonald breaks himself into the right. Almost goes into the scenery. But now he's seeming to get a good exit though. So we go into the left, up the hill. Oh, taking too much curb there. There we go, lighting up the rears already. So he goes up the hill towards the penultimate corner. We've got 7/10 of a second lead ahead of Vinales with Rossi in third. It really is a Yamaha party. And you thought the Satsuma was strong for Yamaha, at least for Elusive. Even stronger here in the Czech Republic as you go on to the second lap. It's a 55.4. That's more like the lap times I expected. Bit insane how fast these bikes are. It's got almost a second lead on Vinales. As Rossi takes back second. Yeah, keep battling, boys, behind. Then MacDonald do his thing up front. It's got every time on track. When those factory Yamaha boys get together, they go to war, don't they? That's what we saw in Assen. Rossi lost on that occasion. We got 1.6 second lead ahead. The Doctor for the Muck Kid, who's definitely a Muck adult now. The Muck champ as well. And if he wins here, he'll be right up there in the championship battle. All this at MotoGP crown. To go short shifting, especially if Rossi's in second. With Vinales leading, you're losing points to both of those Yamaha riders. Now it's 1.8 seconds out of Rossi. MacDonald's in a flow. Look at that clear sky above as well. Beautiful day to go riding and be leading a MotoGP race. Going wide slightly again in that right-hander. Keeping it in third gear as Vinales gets past Rossi for second. Oh, there's some clouds to the left-hand side. Be careful on the powers. Oh, Petrucci's down on the Pramac from 10th. Not having a good time since that race in Assen is the Italian. So we go through the final corner, keeping it in third. Tyres hardly won in these first couple of laps, which is very good to see. 51.5 from MacDonald. Already virtually matching his qualifying effort. And look at that 2 second lead over Vinales as Rossi gets back by his teammate. Here we are going to war. Seems to be in that first corner. In the middle sector to make a couple of moves. And then downhill into that right-hander. This is 2.5 second lead now over Rossi. Vinales in third. I wonder what's behind the podium places though. Where's the Finn? Is he in that battle for second? Or does he be jumped by the likes of Marquez or Dovi? Go into the left-hander. Where's Cal Abraham as well? His home round. Very popular rider is the Czech. He's had issues in the past in MotoGP. As Rossi's close to that gap by a few tenths of a second on MacDonald. Doesn't seem to be battling as hard this lap. That may be why. It's really trail breaking into that right-hander. Downhill, so easy to lose the front end. Just as I say that, there goes Vinales past Rossi. But yeah, Caleb Abraham, he's had tough times in MotoGP with injuries. Remember his last year MotoGP before he had a year away, he had lots of injuries. He's really struggling, but since he's come back, it's been much improved, especially this season as well. So very happy to see that he's finally showing that he really is worth a MotoGP seat. It's not just there's been no bankroll by his father and having good sponsors. Definitely got the ability. He's won in Moto2 as well. You can't forget that. He's a Grand Prix winner, Cal Abraham. Turned out he does deserve his place in the top class. So we've gone into the second half of the race. You can see that back in getting out into that right-hander, but now a almost 4 second lead over Rossi. As MacDonald pulled a pin here. Go downhill into the right. Down the second for the next right. Down the second for the left. Look at that viewing. On the right hand side on the mounds. That must be spectacular. And again on the left hand side. Looking over this complex of corners. Must have some good battling. They're viewing. He's almost 4 seconds ahead of Rossi. Again, there's the bumps. Getting a bit more pronounced now near the end of this race with the tyre wear. And the fuel going down. It's all within nice ahead of Rossi again. Up the second for the Spaniard. That's going to go to the final lap, isn't it? Treating the pair just like in Assen. And then when the gloves are off, who knows who's going to win it. 4.4 seconds back is Vinales of MacDonald. So going on to the penultimate lap of the race. Short shift up to third. And look at that, 50.9, dips into the 50s for the first time this weekend as does MacDonald. Living fast in his qualifying effort. Unbelievable. I think Rossi and Vinales perhaps know they're battling for a second and they're going like hell still. Rossi gets past Vinales in that first corner. Going into the left. Into the right again. Back in trying to get away there. But close enough to the apex, didn't lose too much time. As Vinales gets back past Rossi. Really trail breaking into that right hander. Again, a bit like the downhill. It is slightly downhill. Not as pronounced. It's the right hander coming up, but it can lead you just run right slightly as Rossi gets back past Vinales. He likes this middle sector, does Rossi. And we're coming up to the right hander. Now it seems like Vinales gets back by Rossi. Let's see if that pattern continues this to that. So MacDonald gets a bit wide using some of the grass. Again, the front tyre around halfway worn, rear tyre around a third of the way worn. Here onto the final lap. So tyre wear not much of an issue anymore in the MotoGP cars for MacDonald. Just in Argentina, it's heavy tyre wear. And there we go, there's Vinales back past Rossi. The record is broken. As he head on to the final lap. So does Vinales keep that position to the line ahead of Rossi? Or does the Italian mate get past him out of this final corner? Because you definitely know he gets past him into the first corner. He does get past Vinales as we head on to the final lap. And this like Rossi does hold on. He's 6.5 seconds back of MacDonald. So Scott can just cruise home on this final lap. But it's all about who wins the battle for second. Because there goes Vinales past Rossi into the first corner, I believe. So Rossi does hold on then. There's Zarco down on a Tech 3 from 11th. Took away more points as the Frenchman. And it's like Vinales is holding that second place for the time being. But you know Rossi likes this middle sector. So we go through the right. It's been such an assured performance by MacDonald once again. Perfect weekend. He's controlled his pace at the front, put in the quick lap, backed it up on the last lap. And it's like no one's got close to him this weekend. He's going to the final sector. It's final lap. Now the rear tyres around. Got around 20% left, and it's like between 10 and 20. As Rossi gets past Vinales. The roles have been reversed into that right-hander. There's just a couple of corners to go for MacDonald. Front tyre around halfway worn still. Great job there, managing the tyres. As he goes down in the penultimate corner. MacDonald's done that in the past. But he should have a good enough lead over Rossi. With Vinales to hold on as Vinales gets past Rossi. 4th second, but MacDonald does hold on to the win. A bit like a few seasons ago in Moto3, I remember him doing that. But MacDonald does win again by almost 5 seconds ahead of Vinales. As where's Rossi? 10th. What happened in that final set? So Rossi lost out once again in the final lap in the battle with Vinales. 4 seconds, just like Assen. History repeats. With the Finn in third, it's not quite a 1-2 for Elusive, but it's a 1-3. A fantastic result once again for the team. And an all Yamaha podium. With Marquez in 4th, Dobby 5th, Crutchlow 6th, Pedrosa 7th, Lorenzo 8th. Reddin ahead of Rossi, who's just a 10th second ahead of Folger on the Tech 3. Iannone, Hector Barbara, I believe that's his first points of the season from the Spaniard. Fantastic from the Aventia rider. And ahead of his teammate Loris Baz, with Jack Miller grabbing the final point ahead of Alex Rins by 0.3 of a second. As Zarco once again just misses out the points by less than a second. And there's Petrucci in 18th, with Bradley Smith once again in last. As in the championship, MacDonald's up to second now, ahead of Marcus by 4 points and 14 points back of Vinales. And Rossi's dropped back in 4th, 35 points back of his teammate again after that instant on the final lap with him. So it really has turned into a battle between the top 3, and it's like the Spaniards and MacDonald elbowing his way in there. With Dovi in 5th, 33 points ahead of the Finn, who's 19 points ahead of Pedrosa after his podium. With Crutchlow in 8th, Lorenzo up to 9th, 4 points ahead of Petrucci. With Reddin up to 11th ahead of Zarco by 6 points. And further down, you've got Folger up to 40th ahead of Alicia Spargo. And Hector Barber with his first points of the season climbs up to 90th, a single point ahead of Alex Winters. Now 20 riders out of 25 have scored points. This is 80% of the riders. Fantastic to see, with only Rabat, Abraham, Espargo, Lowe's and Smith yet to score. As in the constructors' standings, Yamaha 78 points ahead of Honda, 29 points ahead of Ducati, and then Suzuki in 4th, 18 points ahead of Aprilia, KTM in last. And in the team's rankings, it's just 53 points between the factory Yamaha team and Elusive. Can we even maybe grab the team's title? We are gaining at a rapid pace at the moment, with Honda in 3rd, 23 points behind us, with Ducati in 4th, then Pramac 5th, Tech 3 6th, LCR 7th, Suzuki 8th, Aprilia 9th, Aspar 10th, Avintia in 11th, even though they're level on points, Mark Vides in 12th, and the factory KTM effort probably not going to score. As yes, MacDonald's ecstatic. Almost faultless ride once again. Look how ecstatic the clones are as well. Lots of Czech Ryan going to be drunk tonight, especially with the Finn, as you can see on the podium as well, exchanging notes with Vinales. And yes, that machine is very special. Almost fully upgraded as well. As we have unlocked 2006 Nicky Hayden, the late MotoGP champion from that season. One of my favourite riders growing up. Had a fantastic riding style, did the Kentucky kid. Getting that bike sorries all the time during the 1000cc era or 990cc era of MotoGP, and yeah, is dearly missed as well after his death earlier this year. But in the weekend recap in MotoGP, yeah, he crashed, but MacDonald won again, up to second in champ, smashed the race ejector. Same for the Finn as well, starting 4th up into 3rd thanks to whatever happened to Rossi. Andrea almost got into the points there. Started 33rd, finished in 18th, and for a Honda, at least he's consistent now in the mid-20s. Started 23rd, finished in 24th. Well, in Moto 3, Nuku grabbed his first victory as well. Did Chris, the Swede, from 3rd up to victory, and he's up to 7th in the championship. Well, for Omar, he's consistent at least. Started 30th, finished 30th. As he improves his throttle management and body position, the Swede improves his throttle management and cornering. Andrea improves his cornering. Andrea improves his throttle management and cornering. MacDonald improves his cornering and body position. Everything up to 99 now in ability. While for the Finn, he improves everything. That MotoGP Affinity is now complete. As we've earned a decent amount of credits and reputation, no doubt, after that weekend. And can we repeat it round? Very tricky circuit in the past for MacDonald and Elusive. The Red Bull Ring in Spielberg in Austria has... MacDonald definitely has the pace round there. It's just keeping the bike upright, as we saw in Moto 2 with that issue with the final corner. Do we have that issue in MotoGP? Apparently not. We will find out next time. Can in Moto2 and Andrea perhaps sneak a point? And in Moto3, can the Swede get another victory, repeat his performance? Can Omar not start 30th and finish 30th? Find out next time. So much for watching. I'll see you then.